First, Lisa has a big fight with my sister, and the next thing you know, she's my girlfriend.
Welcome back to Caleb's Corner. On today's episode, we will be talking about the movies that I watched and enjoyed this month. Thank you for coming back and tuning in. Let's get straight to it. It's a lot of movies to talk about. I don't want to waste anyone's time. This month, I watched The Substance. Crazy movie. I really don't want to spoil anything or talk too much because if you haven't seen it, you should. It's definitely getting some Oscar buzz. Will it win? Or will it even actually get nominated? We'll just have to see because the Academy can be old sometimes. But this movie really took me by surprise. Like, really. I actually loved it, and I'm not the biggest body horror fan. That kind of turned me away just a little bit, but it was bearable. The colors and composition of this whole movie just look amazing. And Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley are so tonally different that they both should be up for nominations. The themes that this movie tackles and questions us as a society, that it's easily one of the best movies that came out this year. Definitely need to go check out that movie if you haven't. Expect it to sneak award this year for sure. And it's streaming on Mubi, so you have the opportunity to watch it. Don't be lame. I also watched the Scooby-Doo movie. My biggest takeaway from this movie was the girl on the plane being allergic to dogs but eating dog snacks. Like, what the fuck? The gang is going through a breakup, and they all somehow find themselves on Spooky Island after getting invited by a mysterious island manager to solve a curse that the vacation goers are falling into. The way it plays out makes you feel like it's just an extended episode of the cartoon, and it works so well. The colors and clothes really make this movie visually grab you, and Scooby's comic relief is actually hilarious. The jokes hold up, and this is definitely a classic. I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5 because it's just a little out of touch, but it's still funny, and I could definitely play this movie for anybody and we'd probably just laugh about it. You should watch it if you get the chance. It's streaming everywhere. And another movie for this month, we have Election. This movie came out in 1999 and it stars Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick. Reese Witherspoon was actually born to be a winner. Literally embodies the goody two-shoe trope to a T. And Matthew Broderick is also incredible. And it's so funny seeing him be a teacher after his iconic Ferris Bueller Days Off. Nice little caveat. We follow Mr. McAllister, portrayed by Matthew, as he tries to sabotage Tracy Flick's campaign to become class president. I feel this movie does a great job at establishing perspective on film. We all know what these characters want and why they want it, and each of them have their own tone and feel about doing just that. Very evident this walked so Mean Girls could run, and I mean that seriously. It's just an amazing movie that dropped right before Y2K. It's not too much to say about it. It's definitely a 4.5 out of 5. I would recommend you can go see it on Paramount Plus right now. Tap in. I also watched Wes Anderson's first feature film, Bottle Rocket. Very evident he had a promising future ahead and that we've all come to love his work. Owen Wilson also playing an instrumental role in making this movie feel like a slice of life doesn't feel out of place. Making terrible decisions but too blind to see it is pretty much the whole movie. I think this movie will cement his legacy even more, like a movie you think of when someone's making a movie for the first time. I don't know how to put that in the right words, but if you like dry humor, this is a winner. I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. I own the DVD. It's probably going to take a few more watches just randomly the older that I get to appreciate it, but it's stylistically there and you should watch it. Another movie for this month, Transformers 1. If I was a kid, this probably would have been my favorite movie. The animation is great, and they actually don't hold back with making this a story that gives backstory instead of jokes 24/7 like I thought it would be about. The animation is great, and they actually don't hold back with making this a story that gives backstory instead of jokes 24/7 like I originally thought this movie would be. Chris Hemsworth and Brian held their own in the voice acting department, and they don't feel too left field in their deliveries. Pleasantly surprised and actually looking forward to the next one. Mind you, I was totally against this movie happening because of my love for original material, but they put the nail in the coffin with this one. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. It was very solid. Another movie that I watched this month comes in The Fall. This is a 2006 movie written and directed by Tarsem Singh. It follows a 1915 Los Angeles stuntman by the name of Roy Walker who is hospitalized and paralyzed, possibly permanently, after jumping off a bridge for a stunt in his first film. He meets Alexandria, a young patient in the hospital who is recovering from a broken arm, and begins to tell her a story about her namesake, Alexander the Great. Alexandria has to leave, but Roy promises to tell her an epic tale if she returns the next day. When she returns after the first conversation, this is the moment we transform the average hospital setting to grand landscapes and adventurous storytelling. So much so that each shot just feels like it's been ripped out of a music video. The dialogue definitely gets caught up in the overall theme of the movie, and the landscapes being so grand can almost make you not pay attention to what's being said throughout the movie. I'm happy that I was able to watch this super limited movie in 4K thanks to Mubi. I was not going to pay the prices I've seen for this movie right now. Definitely a movie my cinematography lovers will die for. And that's it for this episode of Caleb's Corner. Thanks for tapping in and seeing what I saw. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.